What's up guys? I got the last piece I need to finish the install of the Mustang S550 rear assembly in the back of my 68 F100. Now some of you guys have been following along this build series where I took the rear axle out of my truck and got the frame all prepped up so I can install this Mustang S550 rear assembly where I get a limited slip differential, independent rear suspension, and of course disc brakes, which is an awesome upgrade for this truck. All of it's mounted up with this awesome Range Industries mount kit that utilizes existing holes in the frame and perfectly aligns this assembly with my truck right where it needs to go. And the last thing I need to do is install the coilovers, which Range Industries provides a mount kit up top. And we're just going to utilize the mounting holes in the bottom of the lower control arm here. And we're going to do this using QA1 coilovers. So what I'm looking for my truck is a coilover that has around a 10-inch compressed length and around a 14-inch extended length with a roughly 12-inch ride height. And we want a 325 to 350 pound spring to put on that coilover. And QA1 offers that. In fact, they offer a variety of shock bodies where you got single and double adjustable and then an array of spring rates that you can put on that to perfectly dial in your setup. So why did I go with QA1? They're a major player in the world of tuning cars and trucks, especially classic cars like my 66 Mustang. What I've got on here is a set of rear double adjustable shocks on my Mustang and then double adjustable coilovers in the front. And what's great about this is the last 2.5 years as I've been driving this car and learning it and growing with it and figuring out my driving style, I've been able to adjust the settings to make it perfect for what I want and what I'm trying to do. So the coilover I'm going with is the DD402. It's a double adjustable shock body. It's part of the PromaStar line, and a 350 pound spring, which is part number 9HT350B. This is perfect for my setup. I want to show you how easy it is to assemble this coilover setup before we put it in the truck. Now QA1 gives you these awesome instructions to make it super simple to install this, but one of my favorite parts is this chart on the back here, and that shows you the various settings that we're going to want to do for my truck. Now, depending if you're drag racing, if you want a nice ride and handling, whatever you want to do with your truck, it gives you a place to start with the number of clicks on the wheel on the bottom of your shock body. And I like that they give you this information. A lot of people are not familiar with double adjustable or single adjustable setup. Where do you start? What do you do? How do you know what you want it to be? I mean, you could just randomly throw some click on there and see if it's good, but you don't know what that means. And I like how they give you kind of a range of settings depending on what kind of driving style that you're trying to do. I really like the QA1 does that. Another great part about this setup is they give you two different bushing sizes, and I'm using a 5/8 bolt for my mount kit, and they give me the bushing size that's going to mount with that, which is perfect. So I need the two thicker walled units. So we'll save these thinner wall ones that I don't have a bolt that big. We're going to want to go ahead and you can just push these in by hand into the bushings at the top and the bottom of the shock body. Now the next important part we want to do is put some anti-seize on these threads, partly because we don't want to cause any galling of the collars on the shock body or the collar of the adjustment nuts and the shock body. So we need to make sure that we get a liberal amount of anti-seize on here so we don't have any problems, and plus you don't want to void your warranty. We'll just slide this over and thread it down on both of them. Now the next part is the thrust washer, and I didn't think about it for this install, and I wish I would have. On the Mustang, went with their thrust bearing setup, where they've got these little roller bearings that fit inside here. It makes it easy for adjusting these down the road. But this is going to be fine for what I'm doing. I can go back, I can buy that kit later on and get it installed here on my coilovers. We're going to want to put some anti-seize on the bottom of this ring, and the anti-seize side we're going to want to put on the bottom side, facing the collar ledge of adjustment nuts. Before we put this spring on here, let's make sure that these adjustment nods are counterclockwise all the way to the end. It makes it easiest to pull this shock body down. And we'll slide on the spring. And we could put this cap, this hat on the top. And I like to put it opposite of the edge of the spring, this opening on here. And then we'll just push that up, and we can slide these up inside the spring and just get them set for now. Now the last thing I want to do is just make sure that they're roughly about the same height so we have a good starting base when we put these in the truck. Now for adjusting these, you can buy wrenches like this from QA1, or they've got this set, depending on what works best for you. I had these originally, and this allows you to utilize like a socket wrench to put in there, and you can adjust it. And then I later found that I like this style better, so I've got both, but this is how we're going to adjust these lock nuts on the bottom of these springs. And then because I'm using that Range Industries kit, I want to utilize their mounting system that they have for the bottom of these coilovers. We just put the bolt in here and put the nut on, and we'll tighten these up, and this will make it easy for installing in the truck. Now as we slide this in here, there's 2 holes in the bottom of the lower control arm that we're going to want to slide these bolts from the mounting bracket of the Range Industries kit in place. Just like that. We'll just let this sit there. We're going to go ahead and put these on and get them tightened up. And then for the top bolt, we're just going to slide it in there like that. And put the nut on here, and we can tighten this down. All right, this side is installed. Yeah, that came out real good. Everything fits nice, everything looks good. And what's great about this Range Industries kit too is they give these adjustments for this rear sway bar. Depending on how big your coilover setup is, this could get too close, but they give you adjustments for it. But we don't need to worry about that because everything fits, everything's in place. I like it, everything's tightened. Let's get the other side done. I should have filmed this side. It was so fast. I didn't even have to take the tire off. Just getting that bolt up top there and the 2 on the bottom, and we are set to go. Cool, let's put the tire on and lower the truck and see how we came out. I'm actually gonna adjust these real quick. I'm gonna put them up to a couple of clicks here. We'll do 4 clicks on each side. And then that'll be a good place for me to start. And then I can adjust it from there once I get the truck going. There. Woohoo! All right, let's look at this truck. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, that looks so good. Oh man. Now, you can't really tell probably in the camera how it's sitting. Let's move the camera and see if we can see something better here. Oh man, look at this thing. It looks so good. Gosh, that's the post for the lift is in the way. It's difficult to see. I'm trying to fit everything in camera here. It's kind of hard to tell. I think I want to go up a little higher in the rear, but I've got some tire fitment things I'm trying to do here with some bigger tires. So I wonder if I should just leave that for now and deal with it once I get the tires. I did start with about 75 or 0.75 inches from the bottom of that threaded collar on the shock body or the coilover body to the bottom of that lock nut on both sides, just so that I can start with something to reference, and then I can go up or down or whatever. And I think I might raise it up a little bit, but I got to figure out what I want to do. And of course the front, it's hard to tell with the front because the cutout, you know, from the trim of the bump side to here is a different height than it is back there. So it looks like, you know, it's lower in the rear, and it might be, but it's a little deceiving between, you know, the front and the rear and how much wheel gap and space and stuff there is. So I can dial that in. But man, that looks awesome. Boy, that truck is low now. I love it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with, again, with the lift in the way, but that came out really good, guys. I am really, really happy with how that sets, and I know I can adjust it and get it perfect for what I want. All right, guys, you probably want me to drive the truck around and see how it feels. It's wintertime when I'm doing this. You can probably tell how I'm dressed, and I can see my breath. It is so cold in here, and it's really cold outside, so this isn't, unfortunately, the time to do that. But that's okay, because I want to do a couple more things. I want to figure out my wheel and tire combo for this truck. I got to bleed the brakes from the rear. You know, this thing's been up on the lift this whole time. I want to finish hooking up the parking brake. A couple more things that I want to do to get this truck dialed in before I take it out. But I do want to do a video on how everything turned out. These QA1 coilovers have been fantastic. Again, I put them on my Mustang, and I was super happy with how those came out, and I thought it'd be perfect for my truck, and I think we're going to be in a good spot. I wanted to show how easy it is to assemble those coilovers and install them on this setup, and QA1 was the perfect choice for this. So anyways, all right guys, that takes care of that. We'll see you in the next one.